Welcome back to Bones Brews. We've got the smoker fired up today. We're getting ready for Cinco de Mayo. Today we're going to make ourselves a chicken al pastor. Let me show you how it's done. So you can see I'm standing outside here in my barbecue area, but let me rewind it back about 12 hours and show you guys what I had to do for the marinade for our chicken that we're using today. So we've got all those chicken thighs here out of that refrigerator. They've been marinating here for about 12 hours. One pineapple here that I'm going to cut up in just a moment. And I got myself a vertical skewer. Now, if you don't have one of these, I'll drop a little info about it down in the description for you as well. These are fun to use when you're making al pastor, maybe pork, beef, or even the chicken that we're going to do today. So time for me to cut up that pineapple, then I'll show you how to get everything stacked on our vertical skewer. Okay, it is time to start sliding things down on our vertical skewer here. So I'm going to start with one piece of that pineapple. See, I cut it kind of thick here. I want to slide it right down the middle. Now these vertical skewers are very sharp. They even come with a little protective tip on the end. So we'll start with that here. Go ahead and open up my bag of those chicken thighs. Now I used about 3 pounds of chicken thighs here. So we're going to take probably about half of them at this point. And start sliding them down that skewer. Oh man, that marinade smells so darn good today. All right, that's 3 of them so far. 4. You guys can probably see all that marinade just hanging all over top of this here today. All right, grab ourselves another pineapple. So it'll be somewhat in the middle. And we'll continue with the rest of those chicken thighs. Now, with these vertical skewers, because you're sitting tall, and if you got a smoker like I have that Bronco Pro behind me that I'm using today, I have to lower the rack so that it can stand up nice and tall, because if you put it on the top, the lid will not close. Same thing if you got like those Weber Smoky Mountains, to do the same thing there. So just to make adjustments with the racks. Over behind me as well, you see I got a little pan there with a rack inside of it, because I'm going to set this on top of that pan inside my smoker today, only because I want these drippings to kind of stay in that container. I might use them to kind of come back and brush it up on the other end as it's cooking through today. Also, just so I don't make a mess all down in the bottom of my smoker as these juices from this marinade continue to run up and down all day. That is all of that, my friends. We'll get our last piece of pineapple on the top. All right, so we can get these gloves off. Somewhat messy here. All right, got myself some paper towels tucked in my sleeve here. All right, so we're gonna take this. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my pan today, and you guys can see that up and close. Pretty heavy too, with all that chicken on there. We'll set that on our pan. I'm gonna go ahead and get it on the smoker. Now on the smoker, this is going to take probably a couple of hours because there's so much meat. You want to make sure everything's cooked all the way through as that meat's stacked on top of each other. You want to keep checking that internal temperature as you're working through today as well. It'll definitely take a little bit longer than you think, but just keep an eye on it. I'm gonna get that smoke up to about 250, a little bit of applewood and hickory on there today as well. So it's time to get on the smoker, and then we'll come back and check it later. All right, friends? All right, friends, our chicken al pastor is done. Got some tortillas that I wrapped and threw in there a little while ago as well to get warmed up. Some corn and some flour tortillas. And you see a little cream cheese over there. That's inspired by my buddy Doug over at Griddle, Cook, and More. Check out his YouTube channel. He was doing a little taco-inspired smoked grilled cheese that he threw out there today. So you know what? I'm going to try that today too. And I'm so excited that chicken al pastor is off of the smoker. So I'm gonna go ahead in a minute and shave a little piece off, give it a little taste test before I take it inside. Got a little pico I'm gonna take in there with me. Some queso cheese, shredded queso cheese. I warmed up some corn and flour street taco and tortillas here as well to make ourselves some tacos inside. Some of those sauces, some cream cheeses, things like that we can use. You can make these any way you want when you make them with a taco, or maybe you're gonna use that cheese on top of some nachos, or that chicken, I'm sorry, on top of some nachos. You know, whatever you wanna do. Some fresh limes off to the side to squeeze on there. However you like to do things when you're making kind of that taco version for yourself with that chicken. So you know what? Let's go ahead and shave ourselves off a piece here. That's gonna be nice and warm. Oh yeah, look at that, friends. Got a little pineapple off of there too. Let's give that a taste test. Oh. Friends, this is extremely juicy, not dry at all. I kept going back using a baster and taking that juice and then basting it back over top the entire time through this entire process. So this is really amazing today. I apologize for the lawnmower behind me. It's only been raining like every day for a month and a half. There's no way that guy's yard is even remotely dry. But that's a different topic. All right, so we're gonna get this inside, make ourselves some tacos as a family. I've even got that little bit of cream cheese and I'm gonna pull off in a minute too, make a little that taco cream cheese inspired by my buddy Doug over at Griddle, Eat, and More. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'm gonna put a bunch of information, including the entire marinade recipe for you in the description. We'll see you guys again on Bones and Brews.